on, YouTube? How's it going, man? Um, Again, want to say, thanks for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe, man. If you like the video, share it. And if you have any thoughts, leave a comment, man. But thanks for listening, first off. But I just want to, just hit on this subject again with Dillian Whyte, man. Just had to hit on it again, because I saw that Antonio Tarver video again, man. I'm just loving that, man, because he put that dude really on blast, and then Dillian had made a response video like right after that, talking about he'll front $20,000 of his own money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's offering him like $20,000, to come on over and, and fight and stuff like that. But I'm like, did he not listen to Antonio Tarver? He's like, that money ain't, the 75 for one, probably won't even pay for his training camp. And then he just want to offer to do 20 just to go over there, Because I don't think these guys understand, like, you got to travel over there, so you take your team over there, you know what I'm saying, to the UK. Especially if you're traveling, you taking your team over there and whatnot. You got to rent out hotel rooms, you got to pay the manager, then you got taxes on the back end. You ain't seeing none of that damn money, you know what I'm saying? That they offering up. You ain't seeing a majority of that money. You're not seeing at the end of the day. Unless you incorporate and you write stuff off on taxes. But, it just sort of solidified my point, because I had discussion in one of the hangouts and stuff like that, and I was saying, I was pretty much saying, I was like, where's the money at, man? Like, where's the money, I mean, is Dillian Whyte so hot? Where's the money at? And he was like, why is he only offering $75,000? And then, the to elaborate on things, Antonio Tarver said something about history. He's like, man, you don't know nothing about history. You don't know nothing about legacy. He's like who have you fought? You know what I'm saying? The only person that, the only thing you known for is getting beat up. And I think it was also mentioned in one of these discussions that Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte did 800,000. It did 800,000. I'm like, well, pay-per-view, 800,000 pay-per-view. So Dillian should be off on his own, doing his own thing. But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? The whole intrigue with that was Anthony Joshua having can be beat by a dude that beat him in the amateurs. And he got video footage of him getting beat up, by Dillian Whyte when Anthony Joshua was a young pup, when he was an amateur, just learning the game. So that it was intriguing, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, Dillian was pretty hot. He was coming back a little bit off of suspension and stuff like that. I don't know, he's like maybe a year and a half off from that. So a lot of people wanted to see that fight, and that was a good domestic level fight, man, up in the UK. That was a really good fight. I wanted to see that fight. But everybody knew what it was. It was like two guys, two prospects, battling out. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. Right? And they was fighting for the British belt. So, that was a heavyweight championship fight. It wasn't like a real championship fight, but it was a heavyweight championship fight on the British level. I ain't knocking that, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, that's just about it. So my point is, you got in October, right? He's supposed to have a fight coming up. Like, who's he fighting? He's not fighting Antonio Tarver. You know who he's fighting? He's fighting TBA. He's fighting TBA. And I think that really speaks volumes that, maybe the UK, as far as like, it's one thing having belts and stuff like that. There's one thing being able to write checks, and maybe the UK is not really all that hot. Anthony Joshua, different thing. Gold medal winning franchise. He's got Under Armour. He got all kind of stuff going on for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of positive stuff going on for him. As far as like everybody else, Kell Brook had to, this man had to move up 2 weight divisions to get a payday. James DeGale, bastard child. Now, I mean, not knocking him, but I'm just saying, bastard child. He had to relocate, sign with Al Heyman, do his thing to get the paychecks and the opportunities that he need. Who else? Carl Frampton came over here. Who is he managed by? Al Heyman. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Oh, yeah, I also mentioned Amir Khan. That's what he had to do. Amir Khan jumped ship. Started getting his paychecks. And he came over here to get them. Over here in the U.S. Yeah. Now, I'm sure there's some fights that, that could be made over there in the UK that would be hot. That'll, make a lot of money and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyson Fury. Like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, like Deontay Wilder. All those fights, I'm sure will like blow out Wimbledon Stadium and stuff like that. Especially, in the heavyweights. Because you got 2 heavyweights with champion over there in the UK with belts and stuff like that. But as far as everybody else, I mean, look at Ricky Burns, man. The dude's fighting in Glasgow, Scotland with Dillian Whyte. These guys ain't even headlining. These guys, who else came over here? Jamie McDonald, Ashley Theopane. Oh, them dudes jumped ship from the UK, bro. You know what I'm saying? They jumped ship. And then you got Dillian Whyte offering this man's, offering like, $20,000 for this man to come over. And then he has the nerve to tell this dude, like, bring a girlfriend or something like that so I can, like, bang your girlfriend and stuff like that, man. Dude's, like, mad reckless. I'm like, man, this. And I root for Dillian, but it's getting, like, harder and harder to root for Dillian every time he open up his mouth because he's, like, talking nonsense. It's like, man, did you not see your last performance, man? Versus David Allen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't been looking too hot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are criticizing you right now. You ain't really looking too hot. And you just going off the mouth, acting like you boss because you signed a contract with Matchroom. Like, you the opponent for Anthony Joshua later on down the line. They trying to get you, to ring off a couple of solid wins. You get what I'm saying? That's what they trying to do. But it's all right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. But at the end of the day, man, my point is like this, man. I was just saying, like, my point is just like this. Especially in the UK, there's only so many heavyweights. There's only like 38 active heavyweights on BoxRec. 38. And you know what I'm saying? There's only 38. And, I mean, outside, and these are the dudes that, to me, can, do their thing, you know what I'm saying? As far as, like, telling somebody, hey, not worth my time is the champions. For one, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and David Haye, who's doing his own thing. Hell, he can make his own money doing his own thing. I mean, he's been there, done that, But Dillian Whyte, he has nobody on. He has nobody, man. he has nobody on his record to say was a former champion, current champion, lineal champion. I mean, at least Shannon Briggs was a lineal champion. And shouts out to Blood, man, because I made a comment saying that, to Blood on my channel. He's like, man, trash talking is good for the sport and stuff like that. So shouts out to Blood Boxing, for listening. Thanks, man. And, he agreed with me, man. He agreed with me. I was like, man, well, where's the money at? If the UK is so high, I'm like, where's the money? And it ain't there for Dillian Whyte. That's why Antonio Tarver was saying, like, hey, front that money, man. Say, tell your manager, call your manager, tell them to invest in you. You know what I'm saying? It's like invest in you. And that's what it is. It's an investment. And I give you a good example. I'll make my last points, man. I'm going to wrap this up. A good example of a good investment is, especially a promoter believing in a fighter, being behind a fighter, is Alexander Paveka's promoter. What was his name? Rubinsky or something like that? That's one of a hell of a promoter to have, man. This dude, when it came time to purse bid, who was winning those purse bids? Who's winning those purse bids when it came down to Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder? Rubinsky, he put that money. I was like, bam, here's the money. Let's do this. Why isn't Eddie Hearn doing that with Dillian Whyte? Right? Because Dillian Whyte ain't hot. He just ain't. Hell, I don't even think Derek Chisora want to be bothered with him. He was like, man, I ain't being bothered with that dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to be bothered with that dude. But as far as like Huey Fury, David Price, he tried stepping up. He got banged over by an American, Tony the Tiger Thompson. Yeah, man. And my last point is that, going back to these 38 heavyweights in the UK, they have to import, fighters. They can't keep this thing insulated within them, man, because everybody's been recycled, man. They either been recycled or nobody knows any of these guys. And that's for sure. A lot of these people in the UK don't know these guys, man. Like a lot of people ain't know Kell Brook. I tell you, man, I work, in the industry and stuff like that, service industry a little bit on the side, so a side hustle. And I talked to this dude in the UK, and I was like, Saturday, man. I was like, man, what do you think about that Kell Brook fight? He was like, who? I was like, Kell Brook. Brook? He was like, who's Brook? And I was like, Kell Brook? He fought GGG. He was like, what? And he knew more about American football than British boxing. I was like, what? I was like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm being told that British boxing is like the bee's knees over in the UK. Not all the time, man. To be honest, I have been told that certain fighters aren't household names in the UK. But Kell Brook was one of them. And that's why he stepped up to fight Triple G to get that money, man. He went over there, that's what he did, man. Just to get that money. But I'm going to end it right there, man. I probably ran it on too long. I just wanted to say that, man. I was like, Dillian Whyte, he's got this stay active, man. Have better opponents instead of, TBA. And like I said in my comment, man, you fight Shannon Briggs and Antonio Tarver. If you beat them, I mean, at least you can say you beat two champions, man. You can say you beat the lineal champion, Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ. You can't sell that in the UK. I mean, he's been at there for like the past 6 months, talk about let's go champ and stuff like that. Now he just recently left because David Haye ain't want no piece of him. But you could take care of that. And Tarver, you can't be Tarver. You just gotta let your hands go. But all right, man, I'm out.